Wednesday.
Boom, baby. What is going on, Insurance Syndicate members? Happy winning on Wednesday. You know what time it is. It is 9 a.m. Central, and we are live here within Syndicate HQ out of Austin, Texas, and we have an action-packed freaking show for y'all. I'm excited to have our guest on here in a second. You guys know, before we get into the show, shout out to our main sponsor, Viva Virtual Solutions. Again, they've been the main sponsor of the show for almost 2 years now, and are the preferred virtual assistant partner within the group. So have nothing but amazing things to say. You guys see Lily in the comments. She does all the clipping, the editing, the group moderation, our YouTube, our TikTok, our Instagram. We could not do it without her. And then again, shout out to Rob Lopez, who is the CEO and founder of Viva. Just everything they're doing to support insurance agencies on the virtual assistant side when it comes to service work, administrative work, and even down to social media and things like that. So again, huge shout out to Viva. If you guys are in the market for a virtual assistant, cannot say enough good things about them. Definitely check them out. Give them a ring. So thank you guys so much. And also, you guys know what time it is. It's the peak of the week, y'all. Start dropping them in the comments. I didn't put the comment myself in, but start dropping those weekly wins in the comments. We want to be able to celebrate you. I don't care how big or how small. What's up, Franco? Good to see you on here, man. Thank you, Lily, for dropping those tags in there. And shout out to everybody else that's tuning in. Drop those weekly wins in the comments. Actually, y'all, it's kind of, he's going to be backstage laughing at me. My weekly win is actually this show today. I'm actually really excited to catch up with my guy, Ryan. Just everything he's doing on the annuity side of things. You guys can tell from the description of the show. And selfishly, I told him backstage, I was like, look, dude, kind of purpose of the show is I want to educate myself on everything that's going on out there in the marketplace. But the dude is just absolutely crushing on the annuity side. And then also is just a badass and lives a pretty freaking cool life. So that is my weekly win. Again, if you're catching the replay, don't hesitate to drop those weekly wins in the comments. We want to be able to celebrate you. What's up, Todd? What's up, Eric? What's up, Casey and Ryan and Amanda? Thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in. Well, let's just go ahead and get into it. I want to make sure we have plenty of time just to chop it up, have some fun, catch up, and then ultimately, again, kind of educate our user base and anybody else that's listening, just what is going on in that annuity space, and really just, again, in our economy, and understanding okay, what's going on? How is money moving? And ultimately, how can you make your money move better for you, whether you're actually an agent that's got some money or whether you're a client. So Ryan is going to hop on here and definitely drop some value for us. So without further ado, everybody, let's give a nice warm welcome to Ryan Cicchelli, Cicchelli. I swear I'm probably the only person that knows how to spell it. But
right, man. That's right. What's up, man?
Good to have you on here, man. How's it going?
Good. Listen, I'm going to start. I love that we had to be 2 minutes late because I was taking a call on a $500,000 check getting dropped off to our office. I'm like, hey, Joe, we can't start yet, dude. I got to take this call. And he's like, all right, bro.
So yeah, we should have gone live. We should have just yeah, guys, no, here's proof of the pudding, dude. The guy's got $500,000 getting dropped off to his office.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Love it, dude.
Well, dude, I miss you. It's been a while. We're obviously good friends, and I haven't seen you in a while. And so when you hit me up yesterday, I'm like, man, I got a busy schedule today, but I was going to make this happen no matter what.
Love it, dude. Well, thank you for seriously. Thank you. I know it's kind of corny, but I'm like, dude, this is my weekly win. I freaking love talking to Ryan and seeing everything you have going, and even just, again, following. If you guys don't follow Ryan, go follow him on the socials, Facebook, Instagram. We'll drop his handles in the comments as well, but definitely go follow him because it's always, dude, I swear I was just showing the team, granted, this was April's profile, and I was like, dude, it's just got to be a cool life, man, where you're just sitting in your living room, and I'm like, look, man, they're raising a kangaroo right now. It's just, there's got to be something fun going on every day. So, we'll definitely talk a little bit about that as well. But
that's it, man. That's the biggest thing in this industry is that I never thought insurance or annuities were going to be, what I love, right? And so I found early in my career with Merrill Lynch and with American Senior Benefits, I found that this industry could provide a level of income to give you financial freedom. All right. And a lot of people, you get a taste of it with Medicare, you get a little taste of it with life. But when you get into that annuity side of things, man, it's game changing. And so, what we do, and I talk to a lot of agents, but I do agent mentorships all the time. And a lot of our agent mentorships, they're agents that they're like, Ryan, we watch you. And the best way that I can describe it is dude, you're living. You're living. You're in Florida jumping mega trucks and rolling mega trucks, and you're buying party barges, and you got hyenas chasing you around. It's dude, you're living a crazy life. And it's dude, I didn't do insurance to because I was in love with it. I did insurance because it fueled what I was in love with.
Yes.
Right. And
Yes.
so I think that's just a huge thing. And then obviously this, and now I've become very blessed to be an industry leader in the space. Last year I personally did 32 million in annuity premium, my pen to paper. We signed a new deal with a new IMO last year, or going into this year, which is crazy. So there's just a lot happening in the space. And so now I'm like eating every ounce of it up. I'm loving it, dude. I'm like breaking down the market every day and giving wins out to agents and clients. It's this ball of momentum that is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Where yesterday we had our first conversation about going direct to a carrier, and I had to decline going direct to a carrier right now. How many agents decline going direct, right? So it's a crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's good. But anyways,
how do you balance it, bro? I mean, that's got to be. We'll get into some of your backstory because I want you to share some of that. But still, like, how do you balance? Or is there? And again, I'm not even necessarily a fan of the word balance, but for the lack of a better term, like, dude, it's like you're on the fucking road all the time, and when you're on the road, half the time you're picking up an animal to bring back to the freaking zoo, and you've got your monster truck on the trailer in the back, and a cougar in the freaking Escalade, and it's like you never stop. Does that ever like really wear you out? Or again, it's like, dude, I'm living, man. I don't even want to stop because I'm living so good. Like, where's your mindset at in that?
Well, so it's a challenge. So like, even I need people, right? So I'll give you a great example. Our boy Jordan Shepler, right? He said he's going to get on here and talk some BS about you can't play basketball in the pool, but like, he's like one of my financial discipline people, right? And so what happens is he comes in and he says, Ryan, you need this much for these employees. We're expanding here. You need to put this much away to savings. You need to put this much in taxes. And so like, even I kind of have a manager, which is important, because I'm at a spot now where, I mean, like I'll just be super transparent. I don't make no money. My company does, right? Is that what everyone says? But like last month, our company did 320,000 in commission. Wow. And so it's like, on 320,000 in commission, you have to be financially responsible and delegate those things out. But so like, a lot of it is, who are we hiring? What is their purpose? What's going on here? And then like, as long as my manager kind of keeps that in play, then I can live a pretty beautiful life, right? I surround myself with just a phenomenal team. Like, April stepped in a big role now. April's now bringing people into our virtual training academy, which she's never done that before. We're hiring people for client relations. We have a full PR team and media team now. Ashton, my PR guy, actually is now moving into marketing. And so it's like, you have to be able to adapt on the fly so quickly when you're experiencing this rate of growth, because the last 12 months have been, to say wild is an understatement.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, it's funny. I go back to what you said about how insurance fuels what you love to do, right? I'm very similar in that, where I say, hey, insurance is the best vehicle. You don't need to be passionate about insurance. Like, I'm super passionate about insurance just because everything I love to do, I get to do within the seat that I'm sitting in insurance, right? Yeah. There's a lot of people that they ain't passionate about insurance, but they have the understanding that insurance is the best vehicle to get them to whatever they're passionate about. But here's the funny thing about insurance. Again, depending on the line of business that you're in, it can go from a 2-door freaking coupe to a charter bus really freaking quick, right? And that's to your point, where it's like, dude, you got to make sure that you're set up for that. But then how do you I guess, how do you prepare for that if you haven't, it's like, all right, hey, I've never made $300,000 in commit, at least to us, right? Maybe the company has, but it's like, how do you even prepare for that if you've never done it? Or like, what was your experience in that?
No, so this is the biggest thing is, and I see this with agents all the time. I'm actually working with agents on this right now, is you got to get out of your own fucking way. Right. Yeah. And so it's like, you got to give some of the delegation aside. You got to use your money. Your money is a tool, right? Money is nothing other than a tool. And so if I have the more money that I can spend, the faster I'm going to get to where I'm going. And so I'm utilizing money to hire mentors like Rob Luna. I'm utilizing money to bring people in that are doing what I want to do. They're achieving it already. So if I'm saying, hey, I'm doing $3 million a month in issued premium, who's doing $5 million a month? Who's doing $7 million a month? And what do I have to do to get a relationship to them? So like, one of our mentorship programs that we have is for agents doing 3 to 5 million and are stuck. And so our mentorship program is 10 grand. It's a mentorship program directly to me. And it's to get you from 3 to 5 to 10 and what to do. And a lot of times, dude, it's the simplest stuff. It's like, hire a phone setter, hire an assistant. You
Right.
get off, like, stop saving every penny you have because you're tripping over dollars for pennies, right? And so it's like, get out of your way, spend some of this money to grow. And it's, you don't have to do that for everyone, but like, we just see it over and over. It's like, it's Bradley, and Brad and I are good friends, but he jokes, he's like, hey, what are you doing now? Just double it. And it's like, yeah, you can say that, but like, what does that look like? Right. Like, it's not like, hey, I'm spending 10,000 in advertising, go spend 20. It's there's 6 steps or 7 steps to efficiently doing that. And then the other thing that we see all the time with agents, because again, like, it's funny, bro. And I probably am not going to get a lot of love for this, but agents are a pain in the ass. I hate dealing with agents. And so that's why we set up, like, our barrier to entry to work with an agent is $10,000. Like, for me to even talk to you is 10 grand. And the reason for it is because most of the time they won't get out of their own way. Like, I don't know if you saw the video I did the other day. I did a short story. It was very quick. And I was just like, people need to stop finding excuses and start finding ways to achieve things. Like getting on a phone call and having a negative conversation with another agent is a waste of both of your times. But you feel better afterwards. Who cares about your feelings, dude? Get the out of here. You don't care about your feelings. I had an agent that I was working with the other day. He's like, Ryan, I'm not hitting the results I want. I'm not hitting the results I want. I was like, you're not making the calls you should make. Like, it all goes back to that little stuff, man, that little tiny stuff. And so I think balance, sure. Getting out of your own way is the most important thing. Having a real conversation with yourself that, like, what am I doing to trip this up? Accountability goes so far, right? Like, anytime that I'm not moving forward, something is pushing back on me. I had a lady in my office, and she's with us for a while. She's great. I loved her. And she's going through some stuff, and we just had to let her go. And she was a key part of our team. And like, letting that person go fucking sucked, dude. But like, if you push against me so long and you're causing our momentum to stall, you got to get out of my way. Right. And so I just think it takes a huge level of accountability and understanding what your goals are, and having real conversations with yourself, right? Like, if you can go to the mirror at the end of the day and you can look yourself in the mirror and you can say, did I do everything today I could have done? And you know that you're not bullshitting you, right? Those are the big things. And a lot of people avoid that. A lot of people duck it.
That's what I think is, like, I think a lot of the times when people hear accountability, they think of accountability groups. It's like, no, the main accountability partner is who you're looking at in the mirror, right? And some people miss that, where it's like, because again, there's accountability in a group setting where, I mean, when you're waking up like, oh, dude, I'm totally like BSing this, but they don't know that, whatever. So, and again, I believe in group accountability, but I also believe, again, in that self accountability, which I think, starts with mindset. Right. And the mindset, it's how we met, was sitting next to each other in the front row of a conference that we spent thousands of dollars to have a booth at and do breakout sessions. And
which I bombed at. I bombed at that conference.
But hey, we're still here. And here's the thing, though. It's the expense versus investment mindset. Even if you bombed on stage at that conference, think about how much business you drummed up from that first SWAT event, right? From people coming to your breakout session or people signing up. And it's like, but we were willing to spend the money. Or, you talk about Brad Lee. We just spent $15,000 to get on his podcast because we knew it would be beneficial to the franchise side of our organization. A lot of people won't get out of their own way as literally in the sense of, I don't want to spend that because it's an expense to hire somebody. It's an expense to hire an appointment setter or, buy leads or spend money to get in the right room to meet the dude who's doing what you're freaking doing.
Yeah.
And that is what is always going to hold them up, man. When it's like, as soon as you switch that to, dude, I'm investing in myself $10,000 to learn how to do 10 million. Like, who wouldn't spend 10,000 to learn how to do 10 million a month? Yeah. Mindset, right?
It's all mindset, man. It's all just a mindset, getting out of your own way. It's a challenging thing to see. And so that's like, again, man, it's funny, dude. We're getting a lot of traction on social media because of like the competition mud bogs that we're doing and all this stuff. And I was at this event the other day, and I'll come full circle with this, I promise. But I was at an event the other day, and we're getting like 100,000, 200,000 views. We're getting 1,000 likes per post. We're like, I posted a little tiny story the other day, got like 20, 30,000 comments on it. And I'm like, man, this is doing really good. What's funny is I go to this bog and I'm in person, and I'm like, I can't even go get a drink without people coming up and talking to me. And what I realize is I don't I love the attention on social media. I don't like it in real life.
In person.
I get it in real life because like I work so hard to get to where I'm at, and I'm really protective of my time. Right. I'm very, very protective of my time. But at the same time, I'm very grateful for all these people that follow us and like us. But I feel the same way with agents, right? As I go and I'll go and speak on these stages. And maybe this is why I feel like this with the Mudbog people, because of agents. I'll go and talk to them and they'll tell me all these things they want to do, but they don't do any of them. And so you see it over and over and over again. And so like, I love working with agents. I love going and speak. I actually just reached out to Nate last night. I was like, hey, when's your next event? Maybe I'll speak at it and I'll sponsor, hit me up. But I go to these events and you have to go through 100 agents that are telling you what they're going to do to find one that's actually doing it. Right. And so like, that's the hardest time. So one of the things that drive me now is I'm in the space and I'm killing the space. And I say all the time, like find another individual producer doing over 40 million a year in premium. I don't think you will. And so I lead by example to my team of like, I'm on the field, I'm doing it every day. I'm not retiring. But like the other point is there's so many agents out there fucking this up, Joe, like selling index annuities, and they don't know the allocations. They don't know the participations. They don't know what a spread is. They don't know the caps. And then you see this client that all they have is $100,000 and they got it in this product that's never going to do anything for them because an agent didn't think of nothing but commission.
Right.
And so that's what drives me today, right? Is like educating people. That's why we built the virtual training academy, right? We have our virtual training academy called Moving Millions in Minutes. And it's literally, dude, we sell that thing for $9.97. It's a money back guarantee, extremely cheap. And the idea is like, how can I get agents the level of training that all the things that I went through, that I messed up, that I made mistakes on, how do I get it to them affordable so that they don't do it, right? And so that's what, now it's about what we've shifted from, I'm going to make premium, baby. Like I'm going to sell.
Well, you still do though.
Yeah. But now I want to educate agents. I want to get agents up and going. I want to all the mistakes that are being made out there. I want to get agents up to par, right? It's like I've seen so many bad agents, or so many agents. I won't say bad. Because I don't want to beat up on it. Everyone's gonna be like, Ryan's an asshole. I just see so many people that aren't trained the right way, where they're out there selling. Listen, if you're selling SILAC right now, you're not doing it to help a client. Right. You're doing it for commission. You're doing it because your upline's telling you. You're doing it for all these reasons. You deal with the customer service on the back end of SILAC. You will shoot yourself in the foot if you ever write another SILAC in your life. Right. Yeah. 30 to 45 days to get your client a $1,000 check. Get out of here. So it's like all these things that they don't know because they're being told by an FMO or an IMO. It's like, how can we educate these people and get it to the masses? Right. So now we want to help agents. I want to help them grow. And one of the biggest things that we're seeing right now is the biggest people that are stuck are the people that have been doing this more than 3 to 5 years. That they're not adjusting to the virtual life of it. They're trying to do things the old way still. They're not staying up to date in the market. Like we did a training class the other day, and one of the presenters with me was teaching on like a seminar-based fear tactic of the market. And it was like, dude, that don't work no more. People are too educated. You can get on and chat GPT and I can disprove 90 things you just said. Right. So adapting in the industry is happening so fast that you got to get with it or you're going to fizzle out.
So obviously you didn't start here. You got a lot of things moving and shaking. You're making millions, dude, and doing big things. Take us back. Obviously I know your backstory. You can share as much as you want, and also in part of this backstory, why annuities? Why did annuities? Was it again just an introduction? Because like for me, obviously, I'm a PNC guy, and don't get me wrong, I'm doing the other things. Yeah, but it was, dude, I was exposed to property and casualty, and that is why I'm a PNC guy first. Whereas again, I've seen it where you don't touch any. I mean, I know you guys do life insurance and things like that, but like you're an annuity guy.
No, we just do annuities. We don't do life. We don't do anything.
April's not doing any life sales or anything anymore.
Yeah, I let April do it, but she got I let her get her own contracts outside of my company. Like I'm not even her upline. Yeah, I'm not even my own wife's upline because I don't want to deal with life, dude. So April does. Yeah, if you guys want some life insurance, we call April. But like, don't call me. I won't deal with it. But no, here's the thing: is like I've built a really hard shell over the last 18 years. I've been doing this 18 years, and I've been through the trials and tribulations. And so that's where, for my agents that come on, I will never wrong an agent that's in my organization. And it's because I've been wronged so hard in this industry, right? Like I have been through the lawsuits. I've been through the non-competes. I've been through an $80,000 invoice from an attorney from fighting a captive organization. Yeah, I mean, and then the other part is I've made mistakes, right? I've got my DUIs. I went to jail. I got to do all that fun stuff. I got out of the way when I was young, thank God, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so what you see now is like this educated, harder, calloused individual that is just full steam ahead. At some point, and again, this might be just where I'm at in my life, right? And when I was in my 20s and in my mid 20s, I was like, dude, I want to help everybody. Go back and watch Fat Ryan and some of those Facebook videos like, what up, Facebook? You guys can do it too, blah, blah, blah. I'm not like that no more, dude. I wish you the best. I hope you get yours. I'm getting mine. Like, I'm getting me for my family. I'm so driven. Like, every day I do this thing where I take away. Right. And people say like you can manifest, and I manifest all the time. I speak in futures all the time, but I also do it in reverse. And I'm not trying to manifest anything bad. I'm taking away like my daughter goes, Dad, will you go skiing with me? I don't want to go skiing. It's cold. It's like 10 degrees outside. Like if anything ever happened to her, you would give the world to go skiing this one last time. Get off your lazy ass and go skiing. And so I use that stuff all the time. So in my business, I always think about like, what am I going to do today to make sure that I don't lose this? I'm farther than I've ever been. I'm making more money than I ever have. My kids are living a dream. My wife is living a dream. I'm to the point now where I'm thinking about how do my grandkids live this dream, right? And I'm only 36, and I'm thinking about like legacy, right? And it's just because of where I'm at. So now I'm just like, I got to keep pushing. I got to get going, because I look at people, whether I like them or don't like them, like Rob Luna, like Chuck McDowell, like these guys that are taking private jets everywhere they go, right? It's like, damn, bro, how do I get there? Like, I'm not there, right? I want to get there, you know, like Chuck McDowell, like $1 million to acquire a part of a hockey team or something. Like, it's like, Jesus.
Chuck's a character too, man. He's hilarious. He used to get on the show with Wetmore a couple of years ago when Wetmore was still running a show in the group. Yeah. And Chuck is just, man, and you could talk for hours with the guy. I mean, really cool freaking dude. Got a lot going on too,
and here's the thing though, is like he's got all that experience where it's like he's been through all these things. He's been through the lawsuits. He's been through the nasty stuff. He's almost lost his company and stuff, and he's fought through it, dude. He's a dog, right? And so it's like those are the people. Now it's like if I talk to Chuck quite a bit, and I'll stop paying on just him, but like all these other people, they're like, hey, dude, you want to work with me? You want to mentor with me? It's $25,000. Yeah. Take my money. Take it. This money is useless in my bank account if I don't have your knowledge. And not enough people have that mindset, right? Yep. The whole reason you and I got together is because, again, we talk about we invested money. We're investing money in ourselves. Like, money is just a tool. But let's go back. So getting in this industry, 2008. I'm going to Fair State University. I've just started. I haven't even been there long, like a month. And I hate college, man. It's not for me. I'm going for business management. I'm liking to party. I'm having a good time, but I'm not doing anything productive, really. And my buddy calls me. He says, hey, Ryan, they have a spot at Merrill Lynch. They are looking for an intern. They're looking for someone that can talk to people. You are really good at talking to people. You should come up and try to do this. So I go up to Merrill Lynch. I'm an intern. I'm a coffee getter. I'm absolutely nobody. And every day, there's this company downstairs called American Senior Benefits. And they think I'm some like hotshot advisor with Merrill Lynch, and I'm nobody, bro. I'm like, I'm one above the janitor at Merrill Lynch. Uh-huh. And but they're pitching me every day. And one day, this guy named Jonathan Young was like, hey, bro, like, you should come work with me. I'm an advisor. I got a whole team of Medicare agents. They refer business to me, and I just write the investments. And he's like, you should come in and set appointments and learn the Medicare, learn the life side, and one day you could be here. I was like, well, how much money do you make? And he Wolf of Wall Streeted me, right? If you ever watched that movie. Yep. He's like, well, I made $36,000 this week. And I was like, the bullshit. And he was like, no. Like, when he pulled up his commission statement on his phone, he made $36,000 off one annuity sale.
Right.
So I was like, all right, well, like, I went upstairs. I literally quit Merrill Lynch, and I took the elevator back down one floor, and I started American Senior Benefits. And those guys, I mean, they changed their name a couple of times, Modern District Financial. Now they're an integrity partner. But those guys taught me everything about this industry and the important things, like the suck of the industry, the calling, the late night, the grind, you're not leaving the office before 9 if you don't have 22 appointments set kind of thing. Like it was probably frowned upon from a non-W-2 standpoint. Like, you can't force people to be in the office when they're 1099. Yeah. But it built who I am today. It's like, dude, you have to go through the suck to get the sweet, right? You have to go through all of that. Like, no, I have an agent right now that one of his biggest faulties that he's had in this industry is he made too much money too quick, and now he thinks he's the shit, and he's not, right? Yeah. And so that's what's so challenging is the idea that like you can have so much success in this career that it can derail you right away. You have to have discipline. You have to have the suck. And so starting at the very bottom, working the phones, getting beat up, getting told to F off 9,000 times, you need that to build the callus, to build your foundation on, all right, now I've done this. Now I've achieved this. Now I know the obstacles. And here's the other thing. It doesn't happen overnight, dude. You got a phone for 6 months to a year before you can go to phase 2, right? Like there's no quick way of that. I've been doing this 18 years and now I'm making 3-4 million a year, right? 18 years. I remember my first win was my $100,000 a year. I think I've told you this before, Joe. I remember my first $3,000 check more than I remember my first $50,000 check. Because I needed that 3,000 so bad. Yeah. Like it was game changing. Like, we had to buy a stove. Right. You know what I mean? Like we were so broke, dude. Yeah. And so these like we've come so far, and like I think that's what's so beautiful is I'm not gonna say I lost everything because I never had shit, right? Like I had a taste of success, a very tiny taste of success, made $100,000 with American Senior Benefits my second year. My Elijah, my oldest son, his mother and I split. I made some very poor choices and got a DUI. Got out on bond and went back to jail for another DUI 18 hours later. That was exciting. And then when I got out on that, thank you. Then when I got out on they restricted my bond, but when I got out that time, then what I was doing is I was forging. I was dumb, right? I was like 18. I was forging PBTs. And so like I had to go and do breathalyzers, right? And I'm like 21 years old, head way up my ass, way up there. And I'm like going in and saying, oh yeah, I did my breathalyzer this morning in Wexford County, Missaukee County, Grand Traverse. I never did one of those breathalyzers, dude. So what happened then is I go in to report to my probation officer and they maxed me out. They handcuffed me, they put me in jail. And my first and only time ever going to jail, like for more than a day, being booked in, I got to do 93 days, dude. Oof. And it was terrible, right? And so in that time period, you know what jail will teach you is patience. It'll give you like hurry up and wait is what they would say. Yeah, 93 days, hurry up and wait. Because there's nothing you can do except reflect and be like, damn. And so the biggest thing that I had when I got out of jail is my son he was 2.5 at the time. Is he going to remember who I am? I was devastated, dude. When they come down my driveway to bring my 2-year-old son to me, I was tearing up so bad because I was like, if I open the door and he doesn't say daddy, like, was my impact of drinking that powerful that my son don't remember me? Now, luckily, he said daddy right away and jumped out and my Elijah's mother at the time just told him that I was gone at work. What beautiful thing, right? She's a much better person than I was. And so she said I was going at work, but that moment was like, dude, I think about that moment all the time to this day, because like, dude, you have to go through the shit. You have to be in a bad spot, like to appreciate where you are. And then you have to remind yourself that you could go back there. Right. You ever, I'll give you a quick example. And I know I'm talking way more than you. I apologize.
No, I'm listening, bro. I'm totally good. I'm good.
You think about this, and this is the easiest way I can describe it to somebody. If you work for 2, 3, 4, 5 years to get good credit, real good credit. And I've had 850, 800s, and I've had 300s, right? So like if you work real hard to get good credit, why don't you fuck up on your bills for 6 months and watch how fast that 700 goes to a 4? It takes 10 times. It's 10 times as fast to mess that up. And then it takes you 5-6 years to build that back up. That's life, bro. That's what's going to happen in your life if you start slacking. Like you're going to erase 10 years of success in 6 months if you fuck this up. And so I go back to that all the time because, dude, where I'm at right now and all the money I'm making right now, give me 90 days, I could ruin it all. Right. You can ruin it all. And so it's like, you have to appreciate, you have to think about that shit all the time.
It's like it's a timing thing, but then it's also a decision thing. You're one decision away from, listen, and this is something I struggle with too. And it's funny, you were kind of alluding to it earlier when you're like, man, I really don't F with agents that much. Like, I love you guys, right? But that's why the barrier of entry is $10,000. I need to make sure you're somewhat serious, right? Before we get into this. But it's like, dude, you're one agent away from tanking your business, right? I mean, when there's E&O exposure and then they're doing something, wrong under your umbrella, whatever that might look like. And that's just, again, that's something where I love that you said that. And it also probably is your reverse kind of manifestation, right? Where it's like, dude, all this can go away.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing to make it's that fear of loss, right? Outside of like speaking in public or on a stage, like the second most scary thing, right? It's like fear of loss. I don't want to lose what I got.
Yeah.
But then what are you doing to make sure you're protecting that, right? And it's not just a timing thing, it's a decision thing too. You got to stay on freaking point there, man.
Well, yeah, it's just like humble beginnings, right? That's all it is, man. It's like humble beginnings. I try to tell my kids this too, because I do this as a parent, even as I'm like, am I giving my kids too much? Right? Am I giving them too much? Am I giving them too pampered of a life? Am I like it should, because I had a harder child up. I had a harder bring up, right? And I see other kids. A quick example is that my son is going to be 16 in like 3 months. He wants a car. His two best friends, his one buddy saved up 16 grand. His other buddy saved up 11 grand working at Little Caesars to buy their own car. And Eli's like, Dad, 20 G's, this Charger right here. You going to get that or what's up? And I'm like, in my head right away, I'm like, yeah, bro, I got you. And I'm like, no, your buddies are buying, like, no. And so it's like, I have to check myself all the time, because you want to give them the best life. We have the money. That's not it. But like, what am I teaching my son now? Right. Because I'm raising a man. Right. And it's like, and he knows everything, dude. Like my 16-year-old boy, he knows the jail. He knows the up and down. He remembers like ramen all the time. He remembers cooking spaghetti on the fire stove because we didn't have a conventional oven. Like he remembers that shit, right? And so like I try to be as open with him as possible. Like, Eli, you're going to be 16, dude, and my concern with you is you're turning into a little asshole, and we need to get ahead of this. And he's like, come on, Dad. I'm like, no, I'm serious, dude. Like, you're ridiculous. Right. And so it's like all of these things, like all the way around. This all goes back to for the insurance purposes. This all goes back to accountability, understanding where you're at, like having a completely open, unbiased mindset. Like Joke, you could give me parenting advice right now that could alter something in my kids' life forever, and I'm open to taking that. Right. Like you have to stay open. So many people, like I said this in the beginning, you got to get out of your own way, man. Like I've seen, there's 9 million people have not succeeded because of not getting out of their own way. And I'm looking for people that are willing to get out of their own way. Those are the people I want to work with. Those are the people I want to mentor. Those are the people I want to see become millionaires, because they're humble enough to say, I need some help.
Well, and those are the people that you need if you're legacy driven, right? This thing needs to be, I need people that also share that vision of, dude, this shit's going to be up and running way longer than old Joe's around, right? I mean, that's the whole purpose of why don't get me wrong, I'm doing it to live a good life and to provide, but it's like, this is so much bigger than me, right? And it's funny you bring up the parenting. I struggle with that, bro, every single freaking day, man. Because it wasn't like, I mean, I've had a job since I was in, first, second grade, and it was you eat what you kill. There was a freaking what, an allowance? What's an allowance, right? It's like you clean the baseboards for $5 if you want it, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like I struggle with that with my kids, because it's like they got 2 playrooms. I mean, again, I'm a sucker, so it's like, come on, Dad, and I'm like, no. And then my oldest, Laura, she'll be like, Dad, and she'll like wink at me, and I'll be like, yep, I got you. Right? It's like I do struggle with that, because it's like I don't want to spoil them, but at the same time, I don't want them to have the same childhood that I had. I know this isn't even about insurance, but it's a good conversation. Like I definitely struggle with that, and again, that's part of, I think, what translates into this industry when it comes to building a team and building an organization is like, dude, my people, they get leads and referrals and inbounds.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do the cold call in freaking, like we didn't know.
Well, and then here's the thing, Joe, is like, and they still bitch about the inbound leads.
Yes, exactly, dude. It's like, shit, I'm just going to turn it all off, right? Cold calling only.
That's what, like, I've done this. I've been doing this a while. So I've had like, my right-hand man, so to speak, right? They've been men and women, right hand. I always have this like, well, what if we leave? What if we're gone? We'll still keep trucking. That's a hard part about this industry is like you build a team and like you have a core member that feels entitled to your success because they're part of the team, but they've only been with you for part of the journey, right? It's like, what happens if I leave tomorrow? We will figure out a way to keep moving forward, right? So it's like all of these things, it's all built around the discipline is all of these things are going to be thrown at you in business and life, all of this stuff, dude. And you have to adapt and overcome on the fly or you will fizzle out so fast, man. It's so important, and I try to keep that same mindset with we were talking about parenting and with the kids and building, but like, dude, every day there's 9 million things pulling at you, right? Like they say, someone's going to be on your tail 9 to 5 until the day you die. And so you have to continue to push back against that all the time. And sometimes, dude, it's people in your inner circle that are self-sabotaging you, right? Yeah. I tell my wife once in a while, I'm like, April, dude, what are you an undercover spy? You in here trying to mess up our shit? What do you got going on? I wasn't thinking. I didn't mean it. I'm like, shut up, dude. Like you're imploding our shit, right? So you always have to be on the lookout for that. But again, like you have to build a tough skin. If you're trying to make it in this space, if you're having success, bro, like Wetmore, our boy Wetmore, ask him how many agents has he been through that burned him. You just gotta, dude, and that guy, he's the opposite of me. He'll recruit anyone on the planet. You know what I mean? Like he's recruiting everybody all the time. I can imagine doing his job. And so there's just so much that you have to overcome. But what happens too is you have to understand where your energy should go. I'm really big on ROE. Coach Burt taught me this, return on energy, right? Mm-hmm. My return on energy is huge to me. If I'm going into a space where my energy is not being replenished, I need to change that space. I need to change that environment because like my energy is so important in what I do every day. Like if I come in with a bad attitude, if I come in upset, if I come in grumpy, the whole team knows it, right? If I feel like something's wasting my time and it's sucking me down, it messes with my day. And so as you are aware of your time, you have to be aware of the energy that you're bringing in and what's happening. All that is just extremely important as you grow. And then what happens is these problems that a couple of years ago might have been a level 5 problem or a level 6 problem, they're now a level 1 problem, or they're a level 2 problem. They're like, hey, you can tell me about it when it's resolved, but don't tell me about the problem, right? You hire someone to take care of that. Now my level 2 problems or my level 5 problems are, hey, we have 300,000 in commission to push this week for agents. You know what I mean? We got to take care of, like, we have big problems.
We're about to break our payroll system.
Yeah, we're about to break our payroll system, right? So it's like, these are the new things that you're coming and overachieving. And again, it all goes back to aligning with, like, get mentors, get people that are doing what you want. Like I have agents all the time. I had an agent the other day. This is funny. I don't know if he'll see this, but he was like, Ryan, I want to be a part of your team. I want to do this. I want to grow. I want to do this and this and this. I'm like, well, then pay the invoice. I can't pay the invoice, man. I can't pay the invoice. And he's got all the money. He's got all the money. Like, I know he's got the money. Pay the invoice. No, man, we're friends. You should just like waive the. I'm not waiving the invoice. Like, it's not happening. That's like, it's not allowed. And it's like this one. Like, I'm giving you an opportunity to make $400,000 to $500,000 a year, year one, and you got to pay the invoice. You don't want to pay the invoice. I can't pay the invoice. All right, dude. I wish you the best. You know what I mean? You're gonna kick yourself in the ass forever when you're like the what ifs, right? That's what I that's another big thing, dude. If I have an opportunity presented in front of me, it's like the what ifs. What if I don't take it? Like, I don't know if you know that. We just made a huge multi-million-dollar change. We partnered with Tim Nardoni. Do you remember Tim Nardoni? He was with him and Brandon were together. Anyways, so they were in the Medicare space, AmeriLife. They were with AmeriLife, and they left AmeriLife. And so I met Tim Nardoni back when we were trying to, make some big moves with Coach in the insurance space. And Tim and I have become good friends, and we've stayed good friends. And so what happened was I like to consider myself like a professional NFL player, but in insurance, right? And so like I'm to the point now where I'm getting contracts. And if you write enough premium, you'll get contracts. And so my contract with said IMO is up. I hit my contract, got a big payday, hit huge bonuses. Like when you get making premium, guys, your sign-on bonus could be more than what people make in a lifetime. And so I'm out there and I put the word out. Hey, dude, I'm a free agent. I'm open right now. I even talked to Wetmore, right? I'm like, I'm open right now, dude. Here's my premium. Here's my proof of production. I got passive $3 million a month coming in every month like clockwork. We got our book of business is huge. We got agents coming on. I'm getting ready to go direct to carriers, and I'm a free agent. So then Tim calls me, and he's with Heartland, which is an integrity group, which I swear I'd never be part of. But they came in with a deal that would shock you if you saw it on paper. It was a multi-million-dollar, multi-year deal. And they presented me this deal. And I even told Wetmore, I was like, bro, I got to take this deal, bro. I can't, like, this is a crazy deal. So I take this deal, and then we negotiate into the deal They got 140,000 Medicare agents, and we're going to start working with all their Medicare agents as the main annuity producer for this company. And so when you bust and you grind and you do all this stuff and you're working, the doors that open for you that you have to to me, it was scary. I got to change my contracts. I don't want to change my contracts, right? It's going to be a nightmare. I got to change my agents. I got to tell all my downline agents, I got to do this. Dude, what if I didn't do that? You know what I mean? Like, now they had a very huge upfront number that motivated me to change my contract real quick, right? So
I view that though. I view that as in like, bro, if you don't, somebody else is going to.
Yeah, no,
and it's like, and that's my what if is like, well, if I don't, dude, and I swear, if somebody else comes along and then a year down the road, I see what they're doing, and that could have been me. And that's why and again, sometimes that can be a fault of mine because I will shoot now, aim later. Like one of my biggest strengths is I'm not sleeping. I ain't waiting around. Like I will make the decision. Yeah. But sometimes again, I need to, it was funny. That's why me and Dad were always such a good team. Cause I was like, go, go, go. And then he was like, Joe, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like slow down, dude. And so we balanced each other a little bit. But again, it's like, well, dude, somebody else is going to come in and get that. Somebody else is going to come in and make millions of dollars and negotiate how to get 140,000 Medicare agents referring business. Like,
well, and that's what, like, Grant Cardone, I've always, early in my career, I YouTube and Grant Cardone, like back in, 2010, those were my mentors, man. And he just commit first, figure it out later. You know what I mean? Like you just always commit first, figure it out later. Like, how are we going to get to, like, our goal right now? And we didn't hit it for January, which sucks. Our goal right now is 5 million issue paid a month in annuity premium. And as a team, and we didn't hit that number. Our very first month, we did like 2.8. We barely even broke half that number. So now it's like we're setting the bar so high. I'd rather shoot so high than miss than aim low and hit, right? And so now we're hitting we're talking wild numbers. Like I'm literally hoping in the next 3 months to get our company override north of 300,000 a month. Like that's crazy, dude. That's just company. That's not my production. That's not that's company override. Right. So it's like we're starting to get to the big boy league, man. But it's taken a long time. So
it's taken 18 years, right? It's like, and so many people freaking miss that, dude. Where it's the journey that gets it. Because I can't remember who actually says this. I don't know if it's McConaughey or somebody. I don't know. I've seen it, but then it's been requoted who knows how many times, right? It's like fall in love with the journey, not the destination. Yeah. And because the journey, and again, even if it's but that's where agents fail, and that's where agents freaking and they miss it. They don't want to invest the time, right? And maybe again, that's because they're not seeing the big picture. They're not seeing where, hey, you know what? It may take me 15, 20 years, but guess what? If you wanted to, you could shut the doors down and live a really good life and never have to write another annuity in your life, and your family's taken care of because of what you've built in the last 18 years, right?
Yeah, and I think I just want to point out this for a minute because you should relate to this, and I relate to this a lot. You remember old Doyle, Mike Doyle?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
So I love Doyle. He worked for Coach Burt, and Coach Burt never. I do a lot, love him, learned a lot from him. We've loved hated each other all at the same time. Like we have a phenomenal relationship. One time I was Coach was introducing me to all these people like Brad and Rob Loon and all this stuff, and like I'm making connections. I'm getting in, dude. I'm becoming one of the big boys. I got my good dress shoes on, and I'm going to the nicest cigar lounges. And Doyle did a really good job, and I need a Doyle in my life sometimes where he was like, Ryan, you see where you're at right now? That's 35 years of Coach connecting people to get you in a day. Yeah. Like he's built up all that credibility where you enter and you think this is great. You think this is easy. He has 35 years into you shaking that guy's hand, and you have to respect that. And I was like, damn, dude, that's so legit. Right. And so like, now I take that with agents. Cause I had an agent the other day. He was like, I made a post about this. Literally, is probably still on my stories. It's like we had a 30-minute phone call. Agent couldn't close. I get on 30 minutes, close the business, half the commission. Commission was like $36,000. I get half of it for closing it. Agent was like, I don't know why I should pay you 36. You're on the call for 30 minutes. Yeah, but you've been talking to him for 3 weeks. You didn't know what to say, right? It's like I had 18 years of solving these problems every single day. I got seat time, baby. And so when you bring me in and I close the deal, it's 50-50, dog. Yeah. And so, but people lose that. And even I do sometimes. People lose that. It's like, dude, that 18 years, that 35 years, that whatever, 100 years, that needs respect, right? You got to put respect on that. And so like Doyle telling me that changed my outlook on the way I looked at Coach. and all these other people, and the way that I valued what I'm doing tremendously, because it's like, yeah, you shook that person's hand. Well, I won't get into that. I was going to go on a story, but it doesn't matter. It's just all these things in business. Like, I know this is off of insurance, but like all of these principles that I'm talking about, accountability, looking yourself in the mirror, being a good parent, respecting where other people have done to get you where you're going. This is all going to make you a better business person. Like every single thing we've touched on over the last 50 minutes, it might not change your insurance career. If you start following some of these principles, when doors open and you have respect for them and you say, man, I need to do this, and I don't want to ask myself, what if I turn this down, and I need to commit first and figure it out later, and I need to respect the people that are in front of me. All these little things added up make you fucking rich, dude.
Yep. Well, so let's take the last 10 minutes. We've talked about, adaptation and adapting in this marketplace, right? Let's take the last 10 minutes to talk about the annuity space and what you're seeing. Maybe highlight some carriers that you're winning with that, again, think of it like, hey, you're talking to Joe. Joe's a new annuity guy. I'm trying to get into the space.
Yeah.
Here's my 101, and here's what's been going on in the last, 12 to 24 months. And here's what I would do if I were you.
Yeah. So beautiful. I love the transition. So here's the biggest thing, guys, is all my opinion. And I just happen to be producing at a high level, so my opinion means a little bit. You got to really look at what IMO you're looking at. You need to look at what product that IMO is pushing. I had a guy, he's on TikTok. He's like, we write all this business, blah, blah, blah. He's pushing 3 products. I'm not going to bring up the 3 products. I won't bring up the IMO, but he's pushing these 3 products real hard. And he says, if you're writing these other 4 products, you're disservicing your clients. Well, when you go in the back end and you start digging it up, you realize that the 3 products he's pushing aren't that great, but they have huge overrides for that IMO, right? And so it's like everyone's intentions can be misled in this industry. So at the end of the day, I don't give a shit about these carriers. I don't care about these custodians. I don't care about EquiTrust. I don't care about Silac. I don't care about Athene. I care about my client. And so when I'm in front of my client and I understand my client's goals and I understand what my client's looking for, then at that point, we look for a carrier that fits, and normally an A-rated carrier. Now, if you're looking for high participation, which you should be, if you're looking for no caps, and then you're looking for spread and fees, those are the 4 things you're looking for, right? What are the fees? What are the caps? What are the spreads? What's the participation? If it's got 100% participation and it's capped at 5%, that means nothing, because you're going to get 100% up to 5. I want 100% with no cap. Well, if there's 100% with no cap, you probably have a spread. If you don't have a spread, you probably have a fee. There's always a give and take. And so it's our job to do our due diligence to find the best product for our client, because we're trying to get our client guarantees. Now, Athene happens to be the one that's rocking on the docket right now. They got high bars, they got no caps, they got no spread, but they do have a fee, 0.95 on some of their products, not all their products. So Athene has been coming in really hot. So if you guys aren't looking at Athene, look at them. They're offering really nice bonuses right now.
When you say fee, what is that like? So if they're moving money or taking money out, or they're just like a monthly fee, or what is that? When you're saying a fee, what does that necessarily apply to? This is me being
great question. So a lot of indexed annuities, the trade-off is liquidity, right? So it's like you get 0% your first year, 5% your second year, 10% your third year, liquidity, meaning the money you can access. So with Athene, we pay a fee, 0.95 for a liquidity rider. So it gives you 10% day one. Like literally the second the money's in the account, you have access to 10. And if you don't use it, it goes up to 20% year 2. So someone with $500,000 can be like, Ryan, I need $100,000, and there's no fee for it. And that's really hard to find in some index annuities. And so that is you always look for the right custodian, though, right? Don't get married to a custodian. Don't listen to your upline. Your upline, I've worked with 5 of them. They're all full of shit. All of them are full of shit. Heartland wrote me a big ass check. There's half-ass full of shit. So like, and the only reason you know this is because you write so much business. Like I write so much business that the people at the IMO can't tell me anything that I don't know, because I got seat time, right? Yep. I got tons and tons of seat time. And so just like, you remember when I don't know if you saw it, and I might go over a little bit, but I don't know if you saw when I bought my newest mega truck, bad investment. I didn't have a lot of seat time, and I went out and jumped it. My very first jump, I rolled it, and I got submerged underwater and almost died. Now I got a lot more seat time. I'm airing that bitch out, dude. I'm sending that thing. I'm getting called across the state. I'm getting called out by boggers all across the country because Ryan's the shit, dude. Anyway, you got to have seat time. You don't become the shit without seat time, right?
Yep.
If you only have, if you're closing $1 million a year or $2 million a year or $3 million a year, you're not shit in this industry. Right. And I'm not being mean. If you think I'm the best, I know what I'm doing. I know all these ins and outs. You don't have seat time for anything. I lose 2 million a week in business and I close $1 million a week in business. And I have seat time, right? And so you got to have seat time in this industry. Now, I digress off of me being all excited. What we're seeing right now in the industry that is very important is we are seeing a lot of uncertainty with the market and the dollar. And so what just broke, I've been talking about this a lot. I'm doing a training with over 150 agents at noon on this exact thing. What we saw is we just saw gold break 5,100. Gold is a commodity. Gold and silver, there's a huge rush right now in commodities. If you are looking to get into gold and silver, that tells me one thing. You are concerned about the market volatility. You do not get into gold as an investment. You get into gold because it is very predictable. It is very safe. And so there's normally 3 or 4 options for safety. One of them could be a CD. One of them can be an indexed annuity. One of them can be a bond. One of them can be gold. So let's talk about the flip side of these things. Gold, it ain't going nowhere, right? It's solid, but it's at an all-time high. And so if you're buying at a high, the idea shouldn't be that you're going to make money. That's not what your idea should be. Your idea is you're buying safety. It might go down a little bit, but it's not go down a lot. So then if you have stocks, bonds, mutual funds, it's all over the market, right? It's all over. Trump comes on and says tariffs today, and then the market crashes the next day. Right. So what you do is you go to bonds. Well, here's the problem with bonds. And not a lot of people talk about this, and I will. Bonds, there's a chance bonds default. Now, have bonds defaulted in the past? It's rare, right? But they default. The dollar is down for 6 months in a row. The dollar's down again. The consumer's faith in the dollar from an investing standpoint in other countries, it's not good. Yeah. And so bonds, if like a broker will use bonds for safety. I will not use bonds. CDs and banks, look up FDIC, dog. It's scary. They don't like you talking about it. FDIC in-house has 1% of all their insurable assets. All the money they insure, they have 1% of it.
Gosh.
3 banks go out of business. FDIC don't have no money.
Right.
And look up the rule. How many years do they have to pay you back? A lot of years. A lot of years.
Gosh, 1%? Are you for real?
I'm 100%, dude.
That's wild.
FDIC has 1% of all insurable money. Wow. If it was a business, they wouldn't even allow it to be in business, dude. Right. It is terrible. Crazy. So then we look at fixed index annuities. Well, fixed index annuities, there's a million bad ones, right? A lot of people don't know this. Nassau right now is going through monetization reconsolidation. That's a fancy term for they're going broke.
Yeah.
And they're holding claims. They're not paying death claims out. They're not paying monthly payments out. They're not paying anything. The variable annuity division of Nassau is going through this right now. Nassau's a big company, dude. A lot of people write Nassau. Bro, it is not doing good. You have to look for A-rated companies. You have to look for what's their financials, what's their liabilities, how much assets do they hold, who's their reinsurance carrier, right? How much is their reinsurance carrier? Who do they reinsure? There's all these things that fall in line that your everyday person is not looking at. I'm looking at it. I'm not your everyday person. I love this shit. And so when I get in front of my clients, I know my clients are going to be safe. I know they're going to be protected because we've done our due diligence on a fiduciary aspect for our client. We're not listening to an upline. We're not listening to a carrier. We're digging in and we're finding out the information for the client, right? And so that's where we look at these companies like we want A-rated companies. We want solid backing. What's their rate integrity? We have the rate integrity of the company. Some of you guys might go back and say, man, dude, I wrote a bunch of shit companies with those clients. You can change them. You know what I mean? Go on to, you can change them. After 3 years, you can change any annuity to another annuity as long as it's in their best interest. And so there's a lot out there right now. So in the market, people are wanting to get safe. That's why gold is so hot. That's why silver is so hot right now, is people are feeling safety. The right indexed annuity company is that answer, right? Right. And
some.
Yeah. And so I think that's the biggest, the biggest thing that I can throw at it. I know we only got 3 minutes left and we got a Zoom in 3 minutes, don't we? Yeah, we have a Zoom in 3 minutes. That's the hard part about, like, dude, when you're busy and getting it, it's fun. We're having a lot, but I got deadline.
And I got a $500,000 check being dropped off, in between the Zoom calls and everything. Well, real quick here before we close out, and I'll give you an extra minute just to get ready for that Zoom call. How can people reach out? Obviously, we've got you here tagged in the group, but maybe drop your email, drop your website, whatever. However
Yeah, so, you know what I mean? Just follow me on social media. It's Ryan Cicchelli. I think I'm up to a whopping 13,000 followers on Facebook, and I think I'm at like 30,000 on Instagram. It's Cicchelli Ryan on Instagram. So I'm making a little headway, you know what I mean? What you're going to see, this is what is important, is what you're going to see if you follow me, is you're going to see someone living their absolute best life on the weekends. And then you're going to see someone grinding harder than anyone else you've ever seen on the weekdays. And then we're going to talk about accountability. We're going to talk about going over the hurdles. We're going to talk about all this stuff. And I share it real time, dude. I'm posting like 5 to 10 stories a day. And if I'm going through some shit, you're going to hear it right then and there. And you're going to hear how we do it. And not only that, I have, dude, hundreds of clients that follow me, and they love me even more because the way that we have fun, but the way that we tackle problems, the way that we handle ourselves, the way that we overcome obstacles, our clients eat that up. So if you can be open on your social media with your fan base, with your insurance agent and your clients, you're winning.
You know what that is? It's just being fucking real.
Authentic. Yeah, it's being authentic. The only thing I got to give a disclaimer to, I had a young lady in the other day. She's like 64. She goes, I love following you. She goes, other than all the scotch you drink and the swearing, I love following you. I said, yeah, I need a disclaimer. You know what I mean? A little disclaimer.
I freaking love it, dude. Well, you guys heard it here first, man. Seriously, I appreciate you hopping on, man. And I know, again, it was short notice, but always have just a great time chopping it up, man. We need to do this more often because it's just like, it's an actual conversation versus like me trying to like interview and get somebody to freaking talk. You know, like sometimes it's really hard to get somebody to like actually open up. Yeah, these are like my favorite because we can just chop it up and have some fun and talk about life and about business, man. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. We had a bunch of people tuning in. Thank you to everybody that's still tuned in and watching the whole thing. What's up, Patrick? Thanks for commenting, bro. But seriously, y'all, it is the peak of the week. So you know what that means. It is not time to slow down. It is time to keep the pedal to the floor. And at the end of the day, right, it fuels what you love, and you don't necessarily need to love it. But man, it can freaking, this industry, y'all, this opportunity that's in front of you, if you freaking grip it and rip it, it can fuel what you love too. So thanks again, Ryan. Thanks, everybody. And we will see y'all next week at 9 a.m. Central. Later.
See you.